Welcome inside the 13 ABC Marketplace. My name is Eric Halbert. The sudden tragic end of an era leads to new beginnings for one local business. The story inside today's 13 ABC Marketplace.
I'm Dr. Sheila Phelan, and I am the owner of Phelan Orthodontics.
Just Phelan?
Well, it was formerly Bunkers and Phelan. Dr. Bunkers sold the practice to me earlier this year, which actually ended up being, as usual with Dr. Bunkers, things never happen as planned, and there are always a lot of exciting challenges. I met Dr. Bunkers about 4 years ago. It was like on New Year's Day. He actually had me come down. He opened the office, showed me around. We met a little while later at an AAO meeting in California, and I was in residency. It's kind of a funny story, actually. Dr. Bunkers loved to laugh. That was his favorite thing to do.
I'm not going to make it in Hollywood anytime soon.
And I like to laugh too, which is why I think we get along. But I was in residency, didn't have a lot of money. I had this one pair of dress shoes that I had worn for probably all of dental school and now all of residency. So like 8 to 10 years these shoes are. And I was walking around this convention and I start feeling my foot hitting the ground. And I was like, oh my gosh, my shoe is broken. The bottom sole of the shoe had dropped out. So I was like, okay, well, I gotta MacGyver this because I have to meet Dr. Bunkers for dinner. So I gathered up all the Band-Aids I could find, pieced the shoe back together, and then Sharpied over the Band-Aids with black marker. And then typical me, if you can pass that off, you should probably not say anything. But I was like, Dr. Bunkers, look what I did to my shoe. It's so great. And he just got the biggest kick out of that. And actually the next day he sent me a text and he's like, come downstairs. So I went downstairs and he's like, Sheila, I used to live in California. There's a Macy's up the street. I'm gonna go buy you a pair of shoes. So we walked to Macy's. He bought me some shoes. He bought himself some crazy sunglasses. And that's one of my favorite stories. But I actually kept one of the shoes. So here it is. So you can see it's worn out, but you can see the Band-Aids, right? So I kept both shoes, one for me and one for Dr. Bunkers. And I had this great plan that when Dr. Bunkers sold me the practice, I was going to give him one and I was going to keep one. And I'm Persian, so we always celebrate good things with sweets. So I was going to have baklava, and I imagined it being in this big conference room. And it didn't happen that way because Dr. Bunkers got really sick. And we had to kind of move things along a little faster than we were expecting. And it always makes me emotional because it was truly the biggest moment of my life. I didn't just want to be a doctor. I wanted to own a practice. I wanted to be part of something. And Dr. Bunkers gave me that and welcomed me into that. And I lost him so fast. And I know before he passed away, I had wanted to tell him thank you. He actually did come see me right before he left for Florida. And he gave me some really good advice. And I'll never forget it, but I'm going to keep it to myself. The patients have been so receptive to having a new doctor, and Dr. Bunkers was really generous with his practice when I was here. There are a few who, teenagers kind of listen to stuff and don't listen to stuff, and some of them think I'm Dr. Bunkers. So I'm like, wow, okay. But now I just kind of see it as a compliment.